How's it going, guys? It's been, wow, 3 months since our last log. Time sure flies when you're running away from the snail. When I'm with you. First off, I got around to adding functionality to all three weapon slots. Each slot takes up a physical place, hovering over the player. I made it so that the gun points at the enemy it shoots at, and each bullet is assigned an origin variable, which is whatever node created it in the scene. And then when a bullet collides with an enemy, we can, check what origin it comes from, and get the properties of the origin. Next, I added a camera and kind of opened the scene up. I added a little tiled background to display movement, and so then I just expanded the range of the already existing enemy spawner we had, and you get something resembling a game. The only problem is that enemies only spawn once, so we want to have waves of enemies, so we turned. And so, in other roguelites, you kill enough enemies or get enough XP to level up. Usually the game will pause for a moment while you choose your next upgrade. Right now we only have like a kill counter and a kill threshold, kill counter being how many enemies you have been killed. And kill threshold being how many kills you need to progress to the next level. So I made enemies drop little XP thingies that move to the player when they get close enough. I then put together a small list of guns and upgrades, definitely subject to change and balancing. I put this in a dataset called buffs, and then randomly pick 4 options and display them whenever the player levels up. If you followed along with our other developer logs, an idea we're working on is having each buff come with an accompanying debuff. So I created another dataset called debuffs, subject to change and balancing. And so then I pretty much do the same thing. When the player levels up, we randomly choose 4 debuffs, and then we pair them with a buff. So next I added a little tooltip thingamajig that shows the description of each buff and debuff. But I didn't really like how this felt, so I decided to change it up. So I decided we were going to give 4 buff options and 4 debuff options. However, instead of having like fixed pairs of buffs and debuffs, you would get the 4 options and then you would choose one of each. So you get to have your choice, and I think this adds a nice little layer of player choice here. And I think it's overall just more balanced. I purchased some art packs for some placeholder enemies and potential alternative player characters. Some of these might make the final cut, but I don't know if they quite fit the aesthetic we're going for. I balanced the archer enemy a little bit by making them stop moving when shooting and increase the time in between shots. I then added 2 more unit types, this flying demon guy and this blue kobold. I don't know if these 2 will make the final cut either, but I needed to get around to designing some new enemy mechanics. We've also got an official name for the game now. We're calling it Gladiators of Roma Revixit. Roma Revixit is Latin for Rome revived. My idea being this is sort of a muddled revival of Rome after the nuclear fallout, like we detailed in our last developer log. Shout out to our supporters on Ko-Fi. If you want to join us on this journey, you can do a one-time donation, subscribe monthly for some cool perks. By the next developer log, we will for sure have a Steam page up so that we can start getting wish lists. The hold up on that is getting some legal stuff worked out, getting company formed and whatnot. But I really couldn't push this video back any further for that. It's my birthday on the 15th of November, so you have to like and subscribe. I'm sorry. Don't make the rules. I'm sorry. When